So we're gonna get started here. And so can you do us a favor and introduce yourself, Corina, and
Yep,
let us know where you're from and what brought you to Substack.
absolutely. So my name is Corina Thomas. As you can already notice, there is a strange name there in the middle, which shows that I am Eastern European. So I'm half Romanian, half Russian, and I live in England. I'm an author. I'm a creative guide, and I support people who suffered from abuse and from bullying. Is it doesn't matter where it is coming from, whether it was work environment, whether it was family, friends, school. So I work with people who need support, people who need to know they are not alone and that recovery is possible. So, and I'm very glad to be on Substack because my Substack is all about these topics, together with information about how it is to grow up in Eastern Europe, and what were the good, the bad, and the ugly of growing up in that environment, and yeah, sharing stories. So Substack for me, it's a place where I share stories and where I tell people that, as I said, recovery is possible, and creativity and arts, um, it's one of the biggest resource that we all have, and we can all um, use. Yeah.
That's amazing. When you talk about recovery and you talk about healing, I'm not sure how much you want to share with everyone today.
Of course, I'm very open, and I'm prepared. I'm here today because I want to talk about this topic, which is very dear to my heart, about bullying, about
Okay.
bullying, and which I perceive as a virus. For me, bullying, it's a virus which is sort of which spreads. Sadly, it spreads. And I think that one of the ways of sort of stopping this type of sort of a virus is by standing up to it, and not only as a victim, but also the people around the people who suffered from that. They need to be ambassadors, and they need to speak up. So I think that, I mean, one of my missions is to raise awareness and to tell each and every one of the people who listen to us, or that they can do something about it, and that their support is needed, and that sometimes sharing a post, let's say, about this topic can help somebody. And so it's not as if we can't do anything. Some people might say, and I've heard that, oh, but what can I do? There's nothing I can do. Yes, you can do, honey. Everybody can do. I mean, because bullying, it's we all know, we all have a friend, or we have a child, or we have a mother or a father, or people, at least one in the family suffered from this virus, in quote, virus. So this is it is personal. This is part of the society. It's in each and all of us, So we all can do something about it. And if we all can do something about it, things can change. So I think that change needs to be from bottom up, and not necessarily from top down. But I'm going to talk about this, if I'm allowed to, a little bit later. So yeah. So as I said, I'm happy to be very open, because I believe that this is the only way forward.
I personally couldn't agree more because I was bullied myself throughout my whole life, starting with my father. My
Mm,
father was the biggest bully of all,
right.
and
I
he was he
I
was he was he was a narcissist and he was bipolar.
that's I understand 100%, and sometimes, people hide behind a diagnostic, but this is, many times they say, oh, because this and that one, it's autistic or bipolar or whatever. No, they still have their conscious there. They behave in a particular way because they want to, because that's in their nature. As you mentioned narcissistic. I know, because my mother was a narcissist. So I understand it's another topic that I cover in my writing. It's a narcissistic abuse. And, this is intergenerational. It is intergenerational. But there's a time when somebody in this lineage says, enough. And for example, you, my lovely Margaret, you said enough. I said enough. I'm not, I stopped this lineage because we know, and you know, and I know that probably somebody from your ancestors were narcissists, and your dad steadily embraced exactly that. So,
It's
yeah.
funny that you mentioned that because after my stepmother passed away with pancreatic cancer, I
Mm,
asked him, "Why did you beat me and my stepmother?" He said
right.
that he was beaten, he and his siblings were beaten by their father when they were growing up. So
Yeah.
it's something that's passed down through
Yeah.
generations.
Yeah.
And, and
Absolutely.
if you don't break the cycle by going to therapy, you will continue to pass it down through generation and generation.
You are 100% right. Absolutely, Margaret. But also another thing is we have a saying in Romania, and maybe it is in English as well. Don't do to somebody else what you don't want to be done to yourself. So that's if you've experienced, I've experienced, what it is to be under, to experience an abuse, narcissistic, and then bullying. So because because I have a brain, because I have a soul, I'm thinking I'm not going to do it because it hurt me. I don't want to hurt somebody else. So I haven't been in therapy, but I still, I said no because it hurts. Why would I hurt somebody else? When I know how traumatic and how soul destroying it is to be abused yourself. So there are many ways of stopping this cycle, and there are many ways of, in a way, healing the lineage, Margaret. Because I believe that when we start talking about a topic, when we are open about it, we sort of we close a circle, and we help other people close their own circles. And maybe, just maybe, some people also have an answer to why they feel the way they feel. Because, for example, if in the narcissistic case, I had no clue about this word. I didn't know what it was. But when I've discovered, all of the symptoms, what it means, it was narcissistic abuse, it was like a light switched on. I said, wow, I know now. Now I know why. It's clear there, because for a long time you say, what is going on? Why? What is this? Just like with bullying, it's the same. You have the behavior from your managers or from the owners of a company. You say, what is going on? What have I done? Why is this reaction to me? But then when you say bullying, okay, then I understand. Because I have to say, before I came to England, and I came to England when I was 36. So I had already under my belt quite a career, and I don't want to be modest because it was quite interesting. I was just lucky. But I had never experienced bullying ever. I did not know what the word meant.
Wow.
I
Wow.
had no idea what the word meant. But well, I came from a Eastern European country working for American companies, had no problem. Came to England, the first job I had in England, I was bullied. And then I was bullied again in another job. And then I've discovered that this is a virus that many people suffer, but many people suffer in silence. And many people not only suffer, but they medicate themselves. They go to doctors and so on. And what do? They say, get some antidepressants, honey. That's going to help you. Oh, really? Oh, really? So this is why my mission is to support women and men who are going through this thing, and I'm there to tell them the answer is not another pill. The answer is not another pill. We are something. I go with them on a journey, and we discover ways to cut this like an umbilical cord, which is painful, which is a connection with the place where you are hurt. Where if you're bullied in a place, you will continue to be bullied, because we probably, Margaret, we try harder. You see, maybe it is us, but it is not. There's nothing to do with that. It will not stop.
What happens is if you're a kind and empathetic person, you are an easy target. Let's keep it real. That's why when I come out, I'm going to show you this face to tell you you don't mess with me, first of
Mm.
all. Okay. That's why I carry myself that way because I have a very bad temper and I will cut you up if I have to open my mouth to you.
Yeah.
So I try to stay composed. I'll stay quiet and I give you some warnings. But if I have to speak, watch out. So um, that's what it is. So if you're a kind and empathetic person, you have to carry yourself a certain way to let people know. Don't cross me. You cross this line, this red line here, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's I mean, I have to say you need to give a few classes in this way as well, Margaret. You are very good at that. We need to join forces, honey.
Let's let's go. Let's go. And then in the meantime, let's take some self-defense classes because if I have to come for you, I want to make the less moves I have to make to cut you and be done with it and move on.
And
Okay?
very
Haste
quickly.
make waste.
Oh,
Exactly. Haste makes waste.
I love this, and I'm telling you, I've been doing Tai Chi for 8 years now, and I'm using the saber and so on, and it is a wonderful way of showing that you have some power because as you know, when you are bullied, you feel powerless. You feel like, it's absolutely you are like your hands are tight, everything is tight, you are vulnerable, you are in a corner, and it is like this kind of a big sort of person who is big because of the position overwhelms you. But as you say, you find a way to release this, to find, to get back into yourself. And one of the things is exactly is taking some classes, defense classes, some Tai Chi classes where you are learning exactly these moves. You're not going to use them with a particular person, but you're going to use the inner work because it is a lot of the inner work to keep you steady. Otherwise, as you said, you can explode. And I think that's a thing, isn't it? That's one of the things that
We have to be smart, okay? And my mother said, when you got your hand in the lion's mouth, ease it out. I don't know. Ease it out or pull it out quick. I don't know. But the thing of it is strategy. Okay. You
mm,
always have to stay 2 steps ahead of these types of people. Stay quiet. Don't let them know. Don't let the left hand know what the right hand doing. And they don't know where you're coming from. These type of people, I go to a place, you study them, you observe, you find out their weaknesses, and you prey on it just like they prey on you.
I like that. I really like that. It's so important. But again, it's important for your exit strategy. I think it's very important because you said you observe them, but in observing them, you also gather your ammunition for the exit, because you need to really prepare. And as I said, you need to prepare your exit very early on. The moment you feel that something is not right, wherever you are, whatever, if you feel uncomfortable, if you come home and you really feel as if you're dying, you don't need to wait for another sort of demonstration of such thing. You need to start preparing. You start preparing for your exit. And as you very
Absolutely.
well mentioned, you gather information, you study the other one so that you can really be the one, or you can really punch, but the punch in a good way. A punch is living on your own terms and living as unharmed as possible.
As you can. Exactly. Once you get a whiff, I don't care what they tell you. They can tell you it's blue outside. You know it's red. I'll tell you, yeah, it's blue while I'm gathering my stuff and getting the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely, because it's much harder to the recovery journey. It's way harder once you've been in that situation for a long time, because it impacts. It's like a rot sets in, much deeper. So you have much more to heal. It takes you much longer to heal, and it's not on. It's not on. So that's why I said I'm passionate about really telling people that don't give second chances to anything, whether they're a job, a family member, or anything. They are, because again, you're doing it from your kind heart, or thinking that maybe it's me, I can tweak myself, I can a little bit better, but it's no way, no way. It's done.
I don't care what you do. These people are insatiable. You can never satisfy them, regardless how much you try.
Spot on. I
I've
like the
tried.
word. Yeah.
I've tried. My father is the prime example. You can never satisfy him. I don't care what you do. He gonna
Mm,
find some fault in it. Okay.
yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Abs-
fine.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, and it's very interesting. Again, what I've discovered in my own experience and working with people, that people who have had such experiences in their childhood are much more likely to continue to find this situation in their work life. And it's a pattern. It's a pattern, exactly, and it is as if you're going on a. It's that uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable, but it is a known uncomfortable. And it's really ridiculous, isn't it? And you say, "Huh?
Everywhere I go, it's like they find you. They find you. Okay. We are a target. So I just try to change the script, but you can't, because you are who you are. And people can see who you are. When you even try to hide your true identity, you can't even do that.
No,
Okay. To fit in these
yep."
spaces. So why bother? Just be yourself.
Exactly, exactly. And I'm going to say also here something about about these spaces to fit in. I'm going to give an example which should have been a red flag, and this is very important. The red flags are so important. One of the jobs that I've been bullied in, I've been told from the very beginning that we are like Marmite. You either like it or you dislike it. So in England, Marmite, it's like a paste. It's really an acquired taste. It's some people hate it and some people love it. It's not in nothing in the middle. But the moment they say I should have known there's a big red flag, and it was a big red flag. And again, I had no idea, but I had to experience it on my own skin, and I had to go through the loops many times, and until I couldn't anymore, and it was the only way was out, and emotionally in pain. So yeah, that's one of the other reasons why I want to say no more pain. People, I don't want people to go through what I went through. I don't want people, because it's not necessary. People don't need to be hurt so deeply in order to realize that they are worthy, so
What it's called is initiation. Okay. It's set up that way for you to fail. They don't
mhm.
want you to succeed. Okay. They want to see how much they can get from you, how much they can extract while they're enjoying the pain that you're going through. They're sadistic.
Yes, it
Let's
is.
call it what it is.
That's a word. That they are sadistic. They really are. And again, I wrote about it, and because it is true. As I said, they are not doing it because it happened. They are doing it with pleasure. So that's the thing. I mean, people
Yes,
need to understand that they get their
exactly.
supply. They get, if you look about the energy in the energy spectrum, they get energy from your pain. They really do.
Yes.
They are like vampires. They're energetic vampires who feed on your fear, because the fear is there. You expect something to happen, so fear. It's a great supply for them. It's food. It's
And,
absolutely food for them.
and it's crippling, and it's debilitating for you.
Yeah. Oh, it is there. Absolutely. You are exactly. You are depleted of energy before even you step inside their particular environment. Yeah. So it's a very insidious thing. And what I was saying, I've seen. I was blessed that I had a career, many careers before I was bullied. So I already proved to the world, myself, what I was able to do, what I could do. Because if this thing, I was thinking, and I saw this happening, young girls just having the first job in the same place and being severely bullied. And I was thinking, these people, they have no comparison. The first job that they had, they've been bullied. How damaged they are already, and they have a career in front of them. They have a career of many years, but having this huge wound already in their soul. Huge wound. Can you imagine?
Right? And then the supervisor tell you, you do this, this, and this, promise you a promotion, and then he could turn around and give it to Sally over here, okay?
Yeah.
And ain't nothing you can do. It's your word against his, and you just screwed.
Absolutely, you are screwed. This after, for example, as you said, you've been in a competition, you've tried harder, you were given things like a mule, let me give you another bag, and then you will say, oh yes, I'll take it, I'll prove you that I'm good, because as you said, we are capable, and we are empathetic. And as you say, oh, I'll help you. No, don't you worry, God, darling. I'm here. I'll help you. Oh, and I'll help you as well because I can. No problem. I'll stay weekends. Because that's how we are. You say, oh, if I'll prove that I can do that, and things are going to change. But I want to tell whoever is in this position, do not think that they're going to change. Nothing will change. The only change needs to be in you to say, I need to get out. I need to get out fast. I had to get out way before anything can really damage damage me even more. No more. You need to say no more, and you need to say I love myself more than I love anything else. But that's another thing, self-love, isn't it, Margaret? That's another topic.
Yeah, because my supervisor said, oh, I see you done packed your desk. I was like, yeah, I moved 8 times. I know how to move. Okay? You don't have to hit me upside the head with a wrecking ball for me to know, get the hell out of here. Okay? You done told me the first week I was here how things was laying here and that I was not a part of it.
Yeah.
I don't care where you came from, what you know, but this is the way things go here. And I said, okay, I'm gonna have to start figuring out how to get out of here. First week.
Smart girl.
They tell you. Yeah.
Smart girl, Margaret. I'm telling you, I should have had you in my pocket, to whisper these words some years ago, and to say. But that's why we are here. I think that is why we are here, Margaret. We are here for at least if one person, if based on our conversation, at least one person will say, "I know I'm bullied. I need to find a way out." This talk is going to be very successful. If somebody else will say, if another person will say, I'm going to share the messages of other people who speak against bullying, that's another thing. Because we are here to raise awareness. We are here to tell other people no more. You don't need to be destroyed because bullying and abuse destroys you. No matter, I mean, it is, and you do not recover. You're not like a ball. You don't jump, up and down quickly. You don't. You hit rock bottom, because this is this type of abuse. It's like it cuts your legs energetically. Absolutely cut you. It gets you on your knees, and when you are on your knees emotionally and energetically, well, that's the recovery, and that's standing up even a centimeter. It's a huge success because it takes a lot of your energy. So we don't want that for other people. We don't want that.
This is the first time in my life that my nervous system has actually been regulated, honestly, because of all the crap that I've had to deal with.
Yeah, but look,
Okay.
you realize now, look how much you had to endure. And you say, wow, that girl was brave and was resilient and so on. But you didn't, I think it's amazing to hear those words, Margaret. But I also want to say that on the other side of the coin is people talk, oh, you are so resilient. And I'm saying here now, you don't need to be resilient. When somebody says, wow, you are so resilient and strong, no, you don't need to show anything about your resilient. No, this doesn't have to be in the vocabulary because it shows that you've endured a lot. You don't need to endure. You don't need to reach the point of resilience. You need to live a normal life. You don't need to celebrate. Oh boy, I was so resilient. I was on my knees for only 2 months, and then I was able to stand up and so
Only?
on.
Only 2 months?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's come on. It's yeah. We I'm saying it's a major topic. I've heard it in some quarters. People are trying to minimize it, and they're not talking about the real impact of bullying. They don't talk about exactly that, about the destruction. It's like having a bomb inside you which explodes and you do not recover quickly. You don't, it's
No.
impossible. Your nervous system is shattered.
Yeah. And your mental and emotional and physical well-being as well. Like I told you, I've
Mm,
been walking around like a pressure cooker all this time
yeah.
because I keep all this stuff in. Because if I let it out, it's it's a way to do it, but I have to do it when I'm calm. Because
Mm.
if I'm mad, I cannot speak to you because it will not be pretty. So that's why I keep it down, okay? But you can only keep it down so much. And then you
Exactly.
explode. And then you explode. And then everybody like, oh, she's crazy. Oh, now I'm crazy. Oh, okay. But when you kept poking the bear, okay, and kept harassing me, okay, and doing all of these negative things to me, it was okay. But
Mm,
now I'm crazy.
mm,
Okay?
yeah.
I'm gonna show you crazy. And you're not gonna like it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You want crazy? I'll give you crazy. I mean, just wait. You haven't seen anything. So, yeah. But see, you ask yourself, we're coming back to another question. Why? What is going on with the people? What is going on with their psychic? Why this desire to hurt the other one? What is it?
I'll tell you. I'll
Oh,
tell
tell
you.
me.
It's like my daughter told me this. She
Oh,
said, hurt people, hurt people.
yes, I hear you, but we've been hurt, my love, and we are not hurting other people. So some people who are hurt
No,
us.
I can't say that. Okay. I can't say that I haven't hurt people because I have.
Well, but you don't
Okay.
mean it deliberately. I mean, you haven't bullied somebody else because for the pleasure of bullying. I mean, yes,
No,
hurt people.
no,
Then
no, I
I'm
have
saying,
not. But I have hurt people in other ways by what I say to them, okay?
mm,
Which may be considered bullying.
right.
Okay. But I
Well,
don't come for you until you come for me. When you come for me, I'll say anything that comes to my mind. And I feel that you deserve it because you shouldn't have
girl,
come over here to me.
it
Okay.
is self-defense, honey.
I know, right?
That's called
But
self-defense. That's a different matter. Well, so, but as I said, yes, hurt people hurt others. Okay, but I'm still there are nuances. There are as many nuances as colors as gray. There are many shades of gray. There are many shades of some of hurt. But we are talking here about this deliberate institutionalized type of hurt, which is not is no place. There's no place and no justification.
that's why we need to call it out instead of staying quiet. When we stay quiet, we are complacent. We
Yeah.
are giving permission to accept whatever the other person do to us. That's basically what we're saying. Okay, it's okay. You can do whatever you want. I'll accept it. Bring on some more.
Yeah, but
Really?
again, it's absolutely true. Again, but we also need to acknowledge that sometimes we stay in situations because we think we have no choice, and that's another thing that people tell me, that they have no choice. And it is true. I also felt I had no choice and I had no space because what it does to you, you have no emotional space to think about a way out. They get you to such an extent of such a tiredness, such a mental and emotional tiredness that you cannot even think properly. And that's why I'm saying prepare exit soon. Do not wait. You don't need to say if you like Marmite, you don't like Marmite. If you hear that about it, we are really special. Then that's the head for the forest. Head for the forest. And yeah, and don't look back. I think that's another thing. Don't look back, and prevent other people from getting sort of lost in the same forest, so to speak. So yeah.
Yes, but we have to realize or want more for ourselves. We have to love ourselves first. If we don't love ourselves, we will never leave that situation. Or if we leave that situation, we'll end up in the same situation with another person.
Bingo. Spot on. Spot on. I mean, I have to say, I think that you are in my mind. I mean, I think that you are reading my thoughts and things, because I was going to mention self love, and I was going to mention this, which is, I mean, it's a cliche. It sounds cliche. Remember, I come from an Eastern European country. It was not, nobody was talking, at least in my family and extended, thing about love, self love. Are you kidding me? What self love was? I mean, it's nothing. It was a alien concept, you know. So when you come from this type of alien concept, you come from different boundaries or different values, different way of assessing life. Uh, you come in a different society. Self love. You say, oh, if I would have loved myself more, maybe I would not have allowed things to happen to me, the bullying. But I didn't know what self love was. Bloody thing was, you know. You had no idea. So it's way, it's not that it's way, there are so many layers involved with each and every individual, because when we talk about self-love, it's thinking about which culture are they coming from, what these words mean to them, do they mean anything? Because for some, they don't understand, like I didn't understand that. I understand. For me, I need to put it on, turn it on its head, and say appreciate myself more, because that's a word that I understand. That's a word that I resonate with because of the culture I'm coming from, and that's why, you know, when you have work with people, it's a matter of I always ask them, where are you coming from? What is your cultural background? Because we are not speaking the same language. It's kind of a sort of therapeutic language. It's not the same. You will not
You're
have
right.
the same reaction and the same results, because it's words are labels, so it is not the same label. So,
You're right. You're right. I grew up in Detroit. You grew up in Eastern Europe. We
yeah,
have different lived experience, different environment in which we grew up, different beliefs, different values.
yeah,
Maybe values are similar. We do have some similarities and things because,
hmm,
because of our talk. But yeah, and that's
yeah,
what I love about diversity, actually,
yeah.
because I get a chance to learn something new that I didn't know coming
Mm.
from you. Okay.
Absolutely, and I'm learning some things all the time coming from you when I hear you talking with other people, because it's always interesting, and I always process this type of things through my background, because you cannot not do that. You cannot not do that. It's part of who you are, and it's part of what makes me sort of who I am, and sort of having different multicolored, as I call it. You know, I'm many people, I'm many colors, you know, inside of me, and we resonate to different things. So yeah, I probably this is exactly why. Though it's another word that I talk to people. It's about adapting, because sometimes we say, "Oh, we need to adapt better." No, it's not a matter of adapting. If a situation is really painful, if you don't need to adapt. You need to acknowledge that for you that environment is painful. It has nothing to do, because when I talk to immigrants, for example, because we are confused, you know, and I understand that people think, oh, maybe this is the way they do things here, and you spend, you know, a long time thinking, maybe I need to change a bit, but no, harm is harm, and yeah,
And I'm glad you mentioned that because one of the things that I do, I will avoid and I will deny that it exists in order to cope. And
mm-hmm,
that's how I used to cope. I'll say it doesn't exist
yeah,
and just keep working on doing what I'm doing because otherwise it's a distraction. It'll take me away from what I am doing. And
mm,
I will not give them any satisfaction. I will not give them the rope to hang me with to say, see, I told you, I will not do that. So I will avoid and I will deny until
Mm,
I can't, until it's so close to my face that it's about to strangle me.
yeah.
That's what I've done to cope. Okay, because I know drinking and all these other things would just exacerbate the problem. So that
Mm,
was the way I coped with it. So um,
yeah.
until I couldn't.
Exact. Yeah. Until you couldn't. And maybe, just maybe, this way of coping with this difficult situation was similar to the way you coped with your dad. It could very well be that you had similarities there, because when we face similar situation in terms of abuse, pressure, and so on, we go back into what we know and how we felt then. And if we carried on like I carried on for years and years and years, because again it was mother, and it damaged me. But I was so used to being sort of bullied, by her. I was used to that. And then when you are in a job where when you are bullied, you your how do you call it? Your resistance point is much higher. For somebody maybe they would have burned, they would have really jumped out of ship, much faster. But because we are used to that, like a homeopathy, you take poison, you have poison for a long time, you carry on much longer on your feet,
Yeah,
until you can't, as you said.
yeah. Everybody have a breaking point, and I had
Yep,
reached mine. My hair had fell out. I had lost all this weight. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat.
yep,
I was literally dying. $130,000. I don't care if you paid me $1,000,000. It wasn't. No amount of money was worth the the sacrifices that I made being bullied and harassed. It was too
yep.
much.
Spot
And I
on.
know if I had sued them, that I wouldn't win because they have the best lawyers. They will find something. They find something in your garbage, something. I work for the government, okay? I know
Yep,
how they work. So it was not
yep.
worth it to fight them either. Just walk away. Walk away and move on. Because God had something better for me. It was
That's
Substack.
fantastic that you mentioned. I want to stop at 2 points from what you mentioned. One, about the physical impact of bullying, on the body. So I want to mention this for people to maybe to understand more, that it is a physical impact. Sometimes, as I said, you can't sleep, you can't eat, you have nosebleeds, as I had nosebleeds. You feel like crying all the time, but you don't cry, but you feel like crying because you need, you hold it all in one place. You are frozen. You absolutely, you are frozen, frozen in fear. And this has, we won't even go into the internal impact of such a thing. So again, message for people: get out quickly. And again, it's I think that we need to create like a sisterhood and a brotherhood of people who stand up and who help the other one, who think about the people who are bullied right now. So in creating this kind of a sisterhood and brotherhood, I think we can change something around us. And sometimes, even if we see a colleague, because let's be honest, you people see when somebody else is bullied. They see it. Your colleagues saw it. My colleagues saw it. Whatever sign
They
it.
not they yeah, because I told my coworker, I said, you don't want to be seen talking to me because you'll become the next target. I told
Mm,
him.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And so people are not going to say anything because they don't want to become a target themselves because they probably have experienced some bullying themselves. I wouldn't
exactly.
wish that on I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Well, Margaret, you are kinder than me. What I say is, I wish them, the people who bullied me and bullied others, I wish them exactly the same pain as they've inflicted upon me or on the other one. Nothing more, nothing less. I want it the same. I don't want them to suffer more. No, I want them to suffer in the same way. That's all. That's all. So
But aren't we giving them power over us to even
no,
think that way?
See, I'm not thinking of them. I'm thinking in this way as taking the power back. That's my way of
Okay.
taking the power back. An Eastern European taking the power back in this way. So, yeah, we are all different, but I'm saying it's important for all of us to have to to stop thinking that you need to forgive and forget. To stop thinking that, oh well, just leave it behind. No, you do how you feel. You do exactly in the way. You don't you don't punch them, but you don't hold back in talking to your journal, in talking to a friend, or saying, this is what I feel about them. You don't hold back. You just say it and then let it go, but you don't hold it in, and you don't try and be a hypocrite to say, oh well, I yeah, I'm going to forgive them. Oh, maybe you're just talking, because it's another thing. When people are pushed into forgive and forget, they self harm. This is self harm. That's they go into a spiral, which are not going to go now. But this is self harm. So they are only prolonging the pain, but in a different way. They have their gremlin inside. Which says, "Ooh, have you are you still do you still remember? Have time to forgive and forget?" No, no. Just be honest, say it as it is, and move on. But you move on after you feel the feelings, and you don't put a patch on them. You don't put a patch, because the patch is going to fall. You need to heal. You don't need the patch. And healing comes from honesty. Healing comes from honesty.
True. And sometimes I look at what part I played in the situation. Maybe it was something that I did that initiated it. So I look at it from the I take it all the way down, okay?
Sure.
To see what part I played, okay? And the forgiveness piece is really not about them, it's about me. What part did I play? I forgive myself in the part that I played, okay? And as far as the forgiveness for them, that's karma. They'll get paid
Absolutely.
back.
Oh yeah, you
I
can
can't
put it
worry
like that.
about that.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Sounds good to me. I'm buying that.
Okay?
I'm
Because
buying that.
I have my own cross to bear. I can't worry about
Oh,
them anymore.
oh,
Once
absolutely.
I've cut them off, karma take care of them. I moved on.
Oh,
Okay?
absolutely. You absolutely move on. You move on in your own way, and you sing to your own rhythm. Absolutely.
In your own
It's absolutely
time and
true.
in your own time. Because I
In
don't
your
want
own
to
time. Yes.
because
A 100%.
I'm not going to let the bully take me to the gutter or to the alley, and that's not where I want to go. They're down here, and I'm
Mm,
up here, and I'm going to stay up here. I'm high vibration. I'm not going to stoop to their level, okay?
mm. It's yeah,
Because
absolutely. That's
otherwise we're just like them.
But there are many ways of looking at it. It's like a diamond. You look at it at different angles. There are always different angles. And another angle to I want to cover before we finish. It's about the recovery. And in my case, what I promote and what I encourage people to do, it's embracing art. It's embracing art and creativity. If there's anything that how kept me going, was art and creativity, was coming back home completely destroyed many times, and picking up my journal, writing in it, picking up my journal, drawing in it, or then painting. And it's intuitive painting. It's painting from the gut. It's painting from the feelings you feel. And so you let go each time, just like your pressure cooker, but you let go through these paints, pencils, hands, using tools which are very much part of your own body, and using color. So that's what supported me. So using color as a self-expression method, using my brushes and paints. And I'm going to share something with you also, that out of, there's always out of misery, something interesting comes out. Because what happened after the first job where I was bullied? So as I said, I was drawing all the time in the evenings. And the idea came to me to self-publish a coloring in workbook and a creativity workbook. So using pain to create something. I didn't care. I mean, I couldn't care less about who's going to buy. I had no clue. I did not know anything about how to self-publish, how to use Canva at the time. But I've learned, in the evenings I was drawing and then I was learning something new. So learning a new thing, a new language, a new skill helps you on this recovery journey, but also it helps you when you are in the middle of this battle. It really helps you, and I can tell you the people who I support, they also they see that the benefit of these tools. So as I'm saying, I was able to self-publish. By the time I left that first job, I self-published my first coloring in workbook, and by God, this helped me get some of my self-worth back. And have something like a lasting legacy. Because it is a legacy, and it's very dear to my heart, and that one was called We Are Many People.
Oh,
And this is something that I talk about a lot, about from many angles, about the We Are Many People, because it helps the recovery journey. It helps it to a coloring in book created in terrible situations is now used in different ways by me to support other people. And this was the first of a number of workbooks, creativity workbooks, where I encourage people to use magazines also to use and to create the collages, because it's all about self-expression. It's all about getting things out is through visual, in a visual manner. So yeah, and now guess what I'm doing? Guess what
what?
I'm doing? I'm publishing another. I'm just ready to self-publish another coloring in workbook, which is called. It's going to be called "We Tell Many Stories."
Mm,
And yeah, so that's it is connected to two events. One of them is maybe my way of coming back to myself and to self-expression, and to show, coming out, out from the dark forest and showing this to the world in a positive way, by showing a creativity workbook. But also it's been inspired by a summit that I took part in a couple of months ago, a women's summit, sharing stories for healing. Because what we are doing now, we are sharing stories. And I believe that stories heal. I believe that in whatever form you share them, verbal now, in writing, they need to be told, because somebody somewhere needs this story. Somebody somewhere will take one line from our conversation and will say, "Yeah, I needed that." Or, "Yeah, one of my friends needs that, and I'm going to share it with them." So because again, storytelling helps us process, doesn't it, Margaret? You
yes.
process emotions through stories, whether you tell them with a brush, whether you tell them with a pen, whether you tell them verbally, whether on the computer. It is sharing, and that's what it is. You need to download. You need to get things out from your system, because what happens, as we both know, in terms of bullying, you lock things in. They are locked in. They are locked in because not many people understand that around you, or you are too ashamed to talk about that, and you keep them there. So what I'm saying and what you are saying, share it. Share it with the page. Share it with the brushes. Share it with the pencils. And yeah, so I'm passionate about this, and I'm passionate for telling people that they need to say no more, no more, no more bullying. Enough. Get out. Another thing is get out as fast as you can from bullying situations. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And as I said, you need to be with your bags next to the door from the very first time you felt uncomfortable, or you felt that something is not right. So prepare your exit from that moment. Waiting,
Absolutely.
it
Because,
will only make you feel worse. Waiting, it will be, as I said, much steeper, your recovery journey. And you don't want that. No.
right. You're absolutely right. Do you have one of your coloring books that you would like to show us?
Oh, yeah. I wish. Uh, Wait. I'm going to show you one thing. And probably it's going to be interesting for your viewers. I'm going to share my other thing, which is called something that I created, which is Be a Creative Explorer. And
Nice.
this is one of it. It has drawings. It has also various collages one can make. So this one, it's sort of, it has prompts for journaling. It has prompts for collage making. It has coloring in, also drawings. So it's a bit more, it's broader. But yeah, that's another creation, which yeah, it's been again. This is the second one. That was the second one
Mm,
after my We Are Many People. So, and you can
Very
see a Buddha
nice.
here. Why it's a Buddha here? Because I love painting Buddhas. Buddhas are,
Okay.
I love painting Buddhas. I love painting geishas. Painting this subject supported me again, as I said, a lot in my recovery journey. Because what I do a lot, it's like I talk to the images, and I encourage people, for example, in the coloring in books and so on, to talk to the images, to see
Okay.
what do they tell, what is it that they tell them, what colors do they want to use, why. So they're going on an exploration journey, and in doing so, they open up to the page, they open up to themselves, and they discover the missing pieces, that which the one that have been stolen by the abuser.
Hmm. Wow. Interesting.
Mm, mm.
Wow.
Yeah, because we are like puzzles sometimes. When we go, for example, in a job or a parent, you're like an entire puzzle. You're like a beautiful puzzle. The image is everything is there. When you are being abused, bullied, bits of that image are knocked out. They're not out of you, metaphorically speaking. So you have holes, you know, energetically and from many other points of view. And what you're doing, one of my methods, through creativity and art, is to get those, to recognize that those ones are missing, what exactly is missing, and to bring them back, to bring them back.
Man, to
Mm.
become whole. To become
Yes,
whole.
to become whole again, to become whole
Mm.
again. And to really, and then once you are whole again, to hang on to that for dear life, and to absolutely to understand that this is you and you are a jewel, and nobody has any right to knock you down again. Nobody. And also
Exactly.
nobody has any right to knock down anybody else, because we are souls. We've been born here not to destroy each other, but to support each other. That's our mission. Our mission is not to knock down another one, not to harm another one. That's not our mission. And maybe this is why, in a way, our conversation and other conversation remind people, the ones who are bullying now, that that's not their mission on earth. No, their mission is to appreciate humanity and to appreciate the gift of life that is being given to them. Because being human, it's a gift.
Yes, it
So,
is.
yeah,
And we know that. And I thank God for that. Okay.
absolutely. We need to remind them as well, by reminding them. And I said, maybe also I was thinking, that's probably for another time. I was thinking about how can we talk to the abusers? What tools do we need to use to make them aware of the hurt they are doing? And
I'll
how
tell
can we
you how.
transform that? But that's another conversation, maybe, because that is possible.
It
I believe
is.
it is possible at one point.
What I say is we have to call it out. Okay. Uh I don't think the abuser's ever been called out. Okay. They have to
Mm,
be called
yeah,
out and let them know how their behavior affects other people. Okay.
yeah,
I think that's the starting point. And they have to be willing to accept responsibility. None of them are willing to accept responsibility. They take it and project it out to other people and say, oh, it's because you did this to me. You did this. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They're not willing to accept responsibility. And that's why I don't worry about those bullies. Let them take care of themselves. I have to take care of myself. Okay?
Yeah.
Because they don't give a damn about us. Okay?
It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. But I'm trying to do some little campaigns on LinkedIn and other places, uh, just trying to raise awareness and trying to say from the perspective of their mothers. For example, I'm just saying, what would a mother say if her son, daughter, whatever, if she knew that her son, daughter bullies somebody? What would her reaction be? Or what would the best friend of somebody who is an abuser and whatever, what would he do? Because maybe this is another angle that we can use and raise awareness and use the people around the bully to generate change or something else.
I think it's done through education, because a lot of times you find the bullies, their parent is the bully at home. And so they're emulating their parent. You'll
Right. Yeah.
find that. Okay? Because that's
Yeah.
where it comes from. Because when a baby is born in the world, it don't know nothing about bullying. It's that it saw somebody else bullying and getting their needs met through bullying other people. So they figured, oh, well, that was my father, for example. That's how I learned how to manipulate people, because he was the biggest manipulator in the world to get anything he wanted. So we emulate our parents to do the same thing. And we take on these characteristics and we become these bullies. Okay?
Yeah. Until one realizes that it is not the way, or
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah, but
Exactly.
see, we're talking, I think it's talking to the soul. I think that not enough is being said about the soul, because you don't talk to, I mean, I don't believe in talking to the intellect. This is not an intellectualized, and many people trying to intellectualize the abuse, the bullying. You don't intellectualize that. It is nothing to intellectualize there. Go straight at the soul level. Go straight at the soul level. That's where the conversation needs to start, and that needs to be awakened, because maybe that particular thing is closed for business. It's closed for business. So they don't feel, they don't. So this is the place which needs to be awakened, which needs to be awakened. So yeah.
Absolutely. We have to understand this is unacceptable behavior, but it is programmed into us from birth and found
Perfect.
to be acceptable way of living in life. And that's where the bully comes from, because of all of these insecurities. Okay?
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. Okay? They have
Absolutely. And
these
now coming back to my
insecurities,
puzzle. Sorry.
right?
Yeah.
No.
No, I
Okay?
was just saying
So
that. Sorry,
no,
go ahead, go.
no, n- I love psychology, because I want to understand why people do the things that they do.
Mm,
Okay? It's a reason for that. This just don't happen. Okay? And
yeah.
so some of these people are protected high performers. Okay? They're culturally sanctioned enforcers. Okay? They're passive aggressive undermines. Okay? They're unhealed burnout leaders, a lot of them. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
And bias driven uh, gatekeepers. And many of these people are really unhappy with their
Mm,
lives. Okay?
totally.
And only
Yeah.
satisfaction they get is making other people miserable.
Exactly. But see, that's exactly because their soul hurts and they don't know what hurts. They think, I'm going to drink. I'm going then to bully somebody. They look at things to fill the void, because there's a void inside. There's a void there.
Right.
So
Right. And for
that.
me, you're right. And so for me to be able to understand the individual, these are the type of people that I want to stay away from in the future, because
Oh,
they keep
you
attracting.
better believe it, girl.
Yeah, right. And that's by working on ourselves, working
Yeah.
on these wounds. Once we heal these wounds within ourselves,
Mm,
like I got a mother wound, a father wound, a family wound. And once I heal these wounds, these manipulating bullies, narcissists can't touch us.
mm.
We have to heal ourselves first.
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. Yeah, and we need to find what works for us, because I want to cover this also. Just a line. This what works for us. I mean, there's not only one formula. You see people everywhere saying, you do yoga, it's going to heal. You do Pilates, you do whatever new thing. You read this book. No, 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 no. It's what works for you. What works for you. I mean, there are no formulas. There are no general formulas, and no guru is going to give you this sort of the latest fad now. No, no, no. It's you take it slowly, and you take it steady, and you discover what works for you, because that's the only way forward. Otherwise, you spend a lot of money, a lot of time, and you are in the same place, because you'll be hungry as well for healing. You have a different hunger, for healing, and you so no, so slowly does it. And what I would say, you need to have a very good. We say in Russian the word Sputnik. Sputnik is a travel companion, but one who is really trusted. It's somebody who has been there, somebody who walked that path. That's what you need. That you need a Sputnik, a traveling, a reliable companion who knows how it feels, who knows how it is, who's been there. So, and that's exactly that's the only thing you need. No 100 gurus who don't have no clue about the reality. And reality is difficult.
Yeah, but I personally think that there should be a bullying uh overall arching theme, because I don't know which president's wife had something on bullying. I don't know
Ah,
which one it was. Was that Melania Trump the time before his first Trump's first
oh,
term?
first
I
wife.
think she was initiative she had was bullying. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And that is a very important topic, especially in schools. Okay,
Yeah.
because we see with the bullying on, especially in social media, and some people are driven to suicide. Okay,
Mm,
so it's very important initiative that needs to be enforced.
yep.
Really, it does behavior change. Okay, and it should start in the schools. In the schools with the family. You molding and shaping the future generations.
Oh gosh,
And
yeah.
and if you're bullying in home, you're teaching your kids these same tactics, and it's not good.
Mm.
Okay, and we know
Yeah, I
that.
think it needs to be brought into. I mean, it needs to be really stated. I mean, in such a way that people will understand. I mean, it needs to hurt for them to understand it. It needs to really. I mean, to the naked truth. As my autobiography, the one that I'm publishing and writing about is naked truth. People need to. You don't molecule. I mean, you don't use pretty words. You don't. You use the naked truth. You tell people how it feels from all points of view, from all angles. They need to understand the hurt, because only by understanding the hurt, they will be prepared to do something about it, I think. And there are so many topics here, because the bullying in school is one category, then and in workplace another, in the family another. It's vast. It's vast. So one can take one slice at a time, and galvanize the community, because I think it's a matter of getting community, I mean, getting the grassroots going, and the grassroots are the ones who can probably get the other ones to enforce some basic rules, bringing humanity around the table again. I mean, just look for the humanity, see where is lost. So yeah, and bring it back.
Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. How can people find out about your book if they want to buy your books? Because that was really nice book you had there.
Yeah, so they can find me on Amazon. So my name is Corina Thomas. I'm going to put probably I'm going to leave in the message, in the comments. Can I leave after that in the comments the link to the Amazon?
Yes, of course. Or you can put it in my send me a DM,
Ah,
and I
yeah.
will include it. I will include it in when I send out the this
Oh,
post.
splendid. That would be lovely. And
Yes.
also, again, I have my website. It's straighttalk.org.uk. And from that website, there are links to my YouTube channel, to all of my social media. And I would be delighted to connect with people and to take this conversation further and see whether somebody from the group sort of experiences such things. And if I can help in any way, such a form, I will definitely do it. So, yeah, I'm happy to help. And let's join forces, people. Let's join forces because nobody is going to rescue us. Nobody. If we
You're
don't
right.
stand up
No,
for this, and it's going to get worse otherwise. It's going to get worse.
before it get better.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yes.
This was such an important topic that we all need to be focusing on, as we all have children and grandchildren and things like that, and future generations. And we should be doing our part as part of our legacy building to ensure that future generations have the things that they need. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so important. I mean, we are going back to values. And again, I'm going to maybe wrap up and say that with all of the challenges I've had when I grew up in Romania, in a communist country, by God, we had values. And we had the values that, I don't know, those values stopped us from being so harmful to each other. I mean, I don't know, it's sort of, it was something good in the bad. There you are. I mean, it was something, difficult and so on. You can read about it in my blog. I'm very honest. It was lots of beautiful things and values there, but bullying did not exist at that time. But I'm going to share with you that now, 36 years after the so-called revolution, bullying, it's in Romania. The virus, as I call it, it's there as well. Hooray, hooray. Hooray, hooray. Lots of questions to ask. What's going on? So, yeah.
That's the world we live in today. And unfortunately, things are going to get worse before they get better. That's just the world we live in. And so we have to protect ourselves accordingly.
Yeah. And we are doing it for others as well, Margaret. And people who are listening to us now, I'm sure they will probably buy into our campaign and will do something about it, a tiny little bit. So sharing a blog, writing something about it on Facebook about the topic, sharing it with their friends, paying attention to their friends, seeing whether they're a little bit more depressed than usually, getting them to talk to them about this terrible. It's a soul illness. When you are bullied, your soul is ill, and it is a terrible illness.
I couldn't agree more. And that's why this topic was so important to talk about today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
An absolute pleasure. I mean, I'm sending all my love to you and to your viewers. And let's get life, what is better together, because we can do it. We can do it a little bit. Let's do it. Whatever bit it is, let's do it together.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.